assistant to the president, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, the narrative is a lie. The threat is real. We have the Khobar Towers. We have the embassy bombings in Kenya, Tanzania, the first 9/11 attack, the USS Cole, and the 9/11 Commission report. They were at war with us. We were not at war with them. What's wrong with a little inconvenience to protect the American people?
Absolutely nothing, Sean. The president was elected to protect this nation, whether it's the wall or whether it's extreme vetting. The average American that represents the backbone of our great nation elected him to be the commander-in-chief, to do primarily his first duty, to protect them and to win this war. The idea that we allow anybody into this country is an act of political suicide. Every nation, if the word nation is to have a meaning, every nation has a right to decide who comes into our country. And if there is a question of whether or not you wish to respect the U.S. Constitution or you wish to harm the Americans that are already here, you will be dealt with as a national security threat.
What about, in one day, 325,000 people from abroad come into the United States. We're talking about 109 that were maybe inconvenienced. Is it better to have a few people that want the privilege of coming to America inconvenienced rather than having dead Americans? Isn't fundamentally that what the choice ultimately is?
If you have a family, would you like to have your family safe or have people just waved through the airport and not checked, as opposed to, as you said, slightly delayed? That's all we did. We double-checked them to make sure they're not a threat to America. Look at the statistics. Again, in the last 16 years, we have convicted in America about 550 people of terrorist acts. More than half of them were not born in the United States, and several dozen of them were immigrants or people on refugee or asylum status. That's just the facts of the matter. Whether it's San Bernardino, whether it's the Boston bombers, this is what we have to protect ourselves against. It's not hypothetical, Sean.
You know, and you listen to all the Obama intelligence officials all saying ISIS will infiltrate that population. This is we have so many majority Muslim countries that are not impacted, but the media insists on calling this a Muslim ban. Let me put up on the screen, because the question was asked by by McLaughlin and Associates from December. 66% of Americans agree in a temporary ban of refugees entering the United States. Do you support or oppose halting Middle Eastern refugees from entering? 66 to 24%. What does that tell us about the media and how corrupt they are and dishonest they are with the American people and the coverage this weekend?
It tells you that they're just the chattering classes. They're the famous Ben Rhodes echo box. They just talk to each other. It's all about ideology, and it's not about national security. Let's talk about real fake news, Sean. If this were about a religion, or if this were about a Muslim ban, then how come the largest Muslim nation on the planet,
Indonesia,
Indonesia exactly, isn't listed? How is it that the largest Arab nation, Egypt, is not mentioned? This is where facts are optional for the liberal media, Sean. They're absolutely optional.
You know, and how do you respond to Chuck Schumer, who said it's mean-spirited, un-American, that Donald Trump, our president, is emboldening and inspiring people to recruit, etc.? Is that not the height of irresponsibility? And he supported it, by the way, in 2015, ironically.
There's nothing un-American about protecting the lives of the citizens of the United States. It's the same as Brexit. The Trump train and Brexit are the same thing. It is the reapplication of common sense. Yeah. Brexit happened. Donald Trump became president because the average voter said, enough. We want safety. We want national security to be a priority. But the chattering classes do not understand.
Congratulations on your new position. Thank you for being back with us again. We appreciate it.